Yes, Michael's Oniango, karibu.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Please have a seat.
I like the way you pronounce my name.
You know, I was living in the US, so. Okay.
I understand.
You understand? Yes. My name is Nelson Makanda,
Yes, please.
and I'm the chair of this selection panel.
Yes, please.
Nice to have you. Thank you for showing interest
Thank you for having
in
me.
the position we advertised, and congratulations for being shortlisted.
Thank you.
I want to invite, my colleagues to introduce themselves so that we can be able to proceed with this. You have a pen and a paper, notebook there. And
Yes, sir.
in an afternoon like this, some people have taken some water. So there's water for you.
Thank you. Thank you for your generosity.
Thank you, Karibu.
Okay.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Michaels, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, madam.
My name is 𝐿inda 𝐿𝐤𝐤𝐜𝐤. I want to welcome you for your interview session. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Madam Linda.
Bwana Onyango, mimi naitwa Bwana Andrew Tanui, mwanachama wa jopo hili la uteuzi. Asante.
Thank you, Bwana Tanui.
Mr. Onyango, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Caroline Kituku, karibu.
Thank you very much, Madam
Good
Kituku.
afternoon, Oleo.
Good afternoon, Prof.
My name is Adam Solo. I'm a member of the selection panel.
Thank you very much, Prof.
Good afternoon, Michaels Ben Olieo Onyango.
Good afternoon, Honorable Bore.
Mimi naitwa Nicodemus Bore, karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Mr. Onyango.
Good afternoon, Madam Saman.
My name is Fatuma Ali Saman, a member of the panel. Please feel welcomed.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm choosing the name. Good afternoon, Mr. Onyango, na karibu sana. My name is �𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐴, and I'm a member of the selection panel.
Thank you very much, Ambassador.
Karibu.
Thank you.
Chair, let me also disclose that Mike is one of the chairs of the subcommittees that work within the PPLC, and I know him as a chairman of that subcommittee in the PPLC where I'm the chairman, but that will not in any way sway my way of judgment. So Mike, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chair.
My name is Evans Misati, and I'm a member of this selection panel. He also calling me chair. He's used to calling me chair.
For this purpose, I'm the only chair here.
Most obliged.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Now, Michaels, we want you to introduce yourself. Let us know that which is significant in your profile and what matches your interest in IEBC. Highlight if you have any award or honor given to you, and also mention if you're a member of any professional society or group. Karibu tafadhali.
Thank you very much, Chair.
For the record, do that in about 5-6 minutes.
Yes.
Thank you.
For the record, my name is Michaels Ben Olieo Onyango. I was born on 2nd of April, 1970.
All the phone names are in your ID.
Yes, please. I was born on 2nd of April, 1970 in �𝐤𝐢𝐜𝐴 village, Central Lugenya location, Ugunja constituency in Siaya County. I went to primary school in 1977 in �𝐤𝐢𝐜𝐴 Primary School until 1983. 1984, I went to St. Gabriel's Seminary in Kisumu. I wanted to be a Catholic priest. I was there until 1987. 1988, I went for A-levels in Mwere High School, 1988-89. Then in 1990, I went to the University of Nairobi, where I studied political science 311. After that, my first job from the university was with Center for Law and Research International, where I was approached by Professor Kivutha Kibwana, who was then the director, as a research assistant. We published a book thereafter. The book is called Anatomy of Corruption. After that, I became a manager in a health fitness club. It's called Sattva Sauna. After that, I became marketing manager for Grand Venture and Investments Company. Until 1997, then I left. And since then, I have been in political space, civil society space, and electoral space. 1997, again, I became deputy director at NCEC. NCEC was National Convention Executive Committee. I can see Ambassador Grignon smiling. I was deputy director there. We were in this committee to push for a conversation about Kenya. Thereafter, NCEC, the National Convention Executive Committee, transformed into National Executive Council, National Convention Executive Council. That was 1997. The same year, I was elected as a board member of the National Council of NGOs. It used to be called NGO Council. Still in civil society space, went on. 2002, I was delegate number 613 at Bomas for the writing of the new constitution for the Republic of Kenya. We were there in 2002. It was incidental. We went there and we only slept once. The following day, the president, the late President Moi, dissolved parliament, and in so doing, denied the conference its quorum. So we went home until the following year when elections were held and Mwai Kibaki became president, and then he reconvened the Bomas talks again. So we were in Bomas again from 2003, Bomas 1, Bomas 2, Bomas 3. And I'm glad to announce from there, we got a new constitution. Mr. Chairman, in the course of my life, I and like-minded friends, we later formed African Center for Hope and Initiative Everywhere, Achieve, which works across borders in promotion of governance and democracy in our continent here. Thereafter, we also formed Socioeconomic Rights Center, CERES, again working in civil society spaces for the promotion of democracy and the rights of the citizen. As I sit here, I am currently the chair of the Legal and Disputes Resolution Subcommittee of the Political Parties Liaison Committee. I have been elected 3 times to that position since 2019. Now, the Political Parties Liaison Committee is established under Section 38 of the Political Parties Act, Cap 7D. It is a tripartite arrangement that brings together the IEBC, the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties, and all the 90 registered political parties in Kenya. We work jointly. This was one of the recommendations of the 𝐎𝐥𝐬 report. You remember we had a problem in this country in the year 2007, 2008 when we had post-election violence. And when the mediation was over, Johan 𝐎𝐥𝐬, a judge from South Africa, was invited here to look at our electoral processes. And one of his recommendations was that the Political Parties Act had to be looked at afresh. He recommended a broad reform of the electoral laws, but I want to talk about the Political Parties Act because it is in Section 38 of the Political Parties Act that the Political Parties Liaison Committee is founded to bring together IEBC, Office of the Registrar of Political Parties, and political parties. This was because it became very clear
So you sit at a PPLC?
Yes, I do.
Chair a subcommittee.
I chair a subcommittee there.
So does that mean that you're an official of a political party? Or
I am not, but I work for a political party as a volunteer.
okay.
Yes, chair. Now, the reason why PPLC was formed was because Johan Kriegler and his team realized that there was no communication, no proper communication between the political players in Kenya. And that brought suspicion, distrust, and tension. And that is what brought us problems in 2007 and 2008. So we work closely.
I think that's good enough for your introduction, unless if there's something else you've said about PPLC, anything else about you? About Johan Kriegler, we'll come to it at some point. Yes,
okay.
Yes, yes.
Out of my experience in the political field, in electoral spaces, and in civil society spaces, I am sure that my experience aligns clearly with Article 88, Sub-Article 4 of the Constitution that gives the broad mandate of the IEBC. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Madam Linda, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Michaels,
Yes, Madam Linda.
what unique competencies and professional experiences do you have that you have attained within the course of your career journey that you think will help you in the execution of your mandate as an IBC commissioner?
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Linda. That's a very good question. First, I'm a political scientist from the University of Nairobi. From there, I have been in the electoral space all my adult life. In electoral space, I have been with political parties. I have mentored candidates. I know the pain political parties go through, particularly during election time. The experience that I have with political party management will be very useful when I join the commission, because I will be bringing to them, the commission, the experiences right from the ground. Because the political parties go through a lot of stress, particularly during election time. Tight deadlines, administrative decisions, which sometimes are not communicated well, stonewalling, and all these, I think the commission needs somebody who can communicate directly how the political parties feel out there.
Okay, and what are your best interpersonal skills that will also enable you to execute your mandate?
Number one, I am a very consultative person. I consult a lot. I am a team player. I love carrying everybody on board. I don't like dictatorial tendencies. I like consultativeness. I am a very transparent person, Madam Linda. I am a man of very high integrity, and that's why I'm making all these disclosures here. I encourage inclusivity. I care a lot about constitutionality and the rule of law.
Thank you very much, Mr. Michaels, and I wish you the very best.
Thank you, Madam Linda.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. I want to ask Caroline Kituku to ask you some questions. Carol, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Onyang'o,
Yes, please.
the Constitution empowers voters,
Yes, please.
if unsatisfied with their member of parliament,
Yes, please.
to recall him.
Yes, please.
Under what grounds can voters recall their member of parliament, and what is the procedure?
Okay. The Constitution empowers members, citizens, to recall their member of parliament. One of the grounds would be incompetence. The other ground would be abuse of office. The other ground would be unethical behavior. The other ground would be lack of respect for his voters. All these are sufficient grounds for a recall of a member of parliament.
What is the procedure? Should one desire to have to recall? How should they go about it?
What I know is, one, if you want to recall your member of parliament, you do a petition. Roughly, you collect signatures from the voters of that member of parliament. And there is a threshold which I don't have here with me. But I know that is the beginning of how to recall a member of parliament. The petitioning, collection of signatures, and proceeding onwards.
What is the mandate of the IBC in that process?
When The IEBC must look at the signatures themselves, in my opinion, and see if they are genuine from the people who purport to be the members, to be the voters of that member of parliament. After verification, then the petition is deemed as valid. Yes.
Thank you very much. I wish you well. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me ask Madam Koki to ask you some questions, please, Koki.
Yes, thank you, Chairperson. Mr. Onyango,
Yes, Ambassador.
what 3 good things would happen in Kenya
Yes.
if we have an all year round mass registration drives by IEBC between election, after every election to the next election?
What 3 good things would
3
happen
good things would happen.
if we have mass registration all year round? Number 1, it would help in netting all those Kenyans who have reached the age of registering as voters. Number 2, it would help in registering those who could have registered earlier but were left out in the previous registration drives. And number 3, it would help the country in achieving greater democracy, because we'll have more people now participating in the affairs of their country, which is a good thing for the country.
Is that all?
You asked me for 3. May I add the 4th one?
No, 1 and 2 are the same,
Oh,
similar.
okay, the 3rd one is different. When mass registration happens throughout the year, one thing, it reduces the stress on IEBC, because sometimes we only have 1 month for registration of voters. But when it is done all year round, we are relaxed and people can register at their own time, which is also good. It does not strain resources of IEBC.
Thank you. Related to that,
Yes, please.
what would you, if you are fortunate to go to IEBC,
God willing.
beyond what I've asked you,
Yes.
what else would you do to ensure that the register is comprehensive, is current, and current and comprehensive?
Okay.
Meaning it also is clean. Also clean.
There are 2 approaches from where I sit. There are 2 views I hold about the voters register. One of them is to clean it. The other one is to do away with it and start afresh. Because the reason why I think it's just good to throw it away and start afresh is because our voter register is very complicated. The last time we tried to clean it, it did not come out well. And yet it is cheaper to just start registering Kenyans afresh. It's much cheaper than giving an audit firm money to clean a register, which can actually just be thrown away. So that is the position that I hold.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Onyango.
Thank you, Ambassador.
As the chair pronounced.
Yes.
And all the best.
Thank you.
Chair, thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to ask FCPA Tanui to ask you some questions. Please, Tanui.
Thank you, Chair. Bwana Ben.
Yes, Bwana Tanui.
What happened to your original certificate?
There was a burglar in my house, and my suitcase was stolen with my certificate. So I did what I ought to have done. As a responsible citizen, I reported to the police, and I got the abstract, and I went to the University of Nairobi, Chiromo campus, and I got the documents that I presented before this honorable panel.
So when did you graduate?
Okay. Can I give you a small history?
No, just when
we graduated in 1994, but I finished my exams in 1993. The reason being, we finished our exams and the following day was November 1st, and the first UASU strike started on November 1st, 1993, and it went up to 1994. By the time the matter was resolved, it was way into 1994, and then other faculties finished, and then we graduated on the same day in 1994.
Which was on?
Pardon?
You graduated on a Saturday.
Oh, I can't remember which day it was, but but I graduated in 1994. I'll have to check the date. I do not recall which day it was, Is
'Cause
there any doubt?
Yeah, if you look at that letter
Yes,
from
please.
the university,
Yes.
it says that you graduated on a Saturday
Yeah.
on 10th of November, 1994. Now, 10th of November,
Yes.
1994
Yes.
was on a Thursday.
Okay. I do not recall exactly which day of the week it was, but if there was a mistake in that letter, I'll take it back for correction. That I assure you.
That letter is
Because-
dated 2015. So
And
it
nowadays,
never- yeah.
but by the way, Bwana Tanui, nowadays all these things are online. If you want to know whether I graduated or not, it's online really. I have no problem. If it can be cross-checked even when I'm here, I'm sure there are competent staff here who can cross-check if I graduated from the University of Nairobi.
Okay. Chair, I think that is it from me.
Okay, thank you. I want to ask Misati.
Thanks so much. So, Mike,
Yes, please.
if you find favor with this panel and you are given a position, a member of the IPC commissioners, please tell the panel members the priority activities you will prioritize before the next year election 2027. Like measure like 3 activities.
Number one, which is very close to my heart, priority activities for me, first of all, would be engagement with political parties. The reason why I would persuade my fellow commissioners to be having quarterly meetings with political parties every quarter so that political parties know what is going on towards 2027. Part of the reason why there is usually suspicion in our electoral process is because political parties are kept in the dark. Most of the time, major policy decisions are not communicated to political parties, and then political parties start suspecting that actually there is something cooking behind the scenes. So number one would be engagement with political parties on a quarterly basis. Number two would be voter education in a big way. In fact, voter education should be ongoing throughout so that people know, because there is a certain generation here that does not feel that they should vote for their leaders. We must carry out extensive voter education. And in that activity, I would prefer that it is political parties that should be engaged by IEBC to do voter education for them, because political parties have structures right up to the village. IEBC does not have structures up to the village. So political parties are best placed to carry out this voter education on behalf of IEBC so that Kenyans can realize the need to be part of the electoral process of this country. Thirdly, I would also persuade IEBC to set aside a fund to facilitate political party capacity building. Our parties are not very financially strong generally. And since we are in a tripartite arrangement, which is IEBC, ORPP, and political parties, I think IEBC should set aside a fund to help in capacity building of political parties so that everybody grows together. Thank you, Chair.
Thanks so much. Now, another question I wanted to ask you.
Yes, please.
Your understanding of how the elected leaders
Yes.
affect the work of IEBC.
Yes.
Particularly once the commissioners or the leaders have been elected.
Yes, please.
How in their way of dispensing their maybe devolved fund, CDF, how does that affect the work of IEBC?
Pardon, how elected leaders?
Their way elected leaders can affect the work of IEBC in the way they dispense their devolved funds, particularly the CDF, and if the county governments, we have bursaries and other things.
You see, politicians by nature have interests, and every politician wants to have an IEBC that is pliable, that is manipulable, but it all depends on the internal structures of IEBC. If the structures are strong, if the governance structures are strong, I don't think IEBC staff should be bending to the whims of politicians.
Thanks so much, and I wish you all the best, Mike.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa.
I invite Fatuma to ask you some questions. Fatuma?
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Nyango,
Yes, please.
you said you were which delegate number?
613.
613.
Yes, please.
You are representing
Political parties.
political parties.
Yes, please.
Okay. What were the principles that were guiding the discussions for civil society then? Can you remember the principles that were guiding?
At that time, civil society was engaged very clearly on pushing for a new constitution, increase in democratic space, and greater respect for human rights. That is what was driving the conversation in Kenya at that time. Yes, please.
You came in as a representative of political parties, but not the districts.
But
you were not representing districts by then.
No. I came from political parties.
Okay.
Yes.
How many were you from the political parties?
I can't remember, but we were, I think, 42 or something. Because all political parties had representatives in Bomas.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Now, if you are to be charged with the responsibility of supporting the process of developing a stakeholder engagement strategy, how would you go about it? What are the processes involved? What is the content of that strategy?
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Saman. In terms of stakeholder engagement, the first thing I would do, or the first thing my team would do, would be to do an audit of all stakeholders. Name them, list them, understand their capacity, what they are capable of doing, and what they cannot do. Once that is done, then invite them for meetings so that we understand, we set the ground rules of engagement. Number 3, communicate the same to the public. Communication is very important. When such decisions are being made, the public need to know what IEBC is doing. And then we would start working. We would develop the ground rules, we would develop the terms of reference, and we proceed. But we would make sure that we follow very clear principles. Number 1, inclusivity. We would want to include everybody from every corner of Kenya in the engagement process. It should not be sectarian, it should not be regional, it should be national, it should involve everybody. Number 2, it should have very high respect for gender, for marginalized people, for minorities, and for people living with disabilities. Everybody must be involved in the stakeholder engagement. Besides that, we must agree as a matter of principle to be extremely transparent in the engagement so that people can have trust in the engagement itself. Thank you, Madam.
What were your key items that you presented when you were at Bomas? Which committee did you work with?
I was the vice chair of the Media Advisory Committee. Yes, please.
So which chapter were these contributing to?
No. The Media Advisory Committee was one of the committees of the conference. So that was different from the committees. The committees were different. There were the committees on devolution, committee on executive, committee on land, committee on environment, committee on tourism, on culture and national values. At that level, I belong to the committee on executive.
The executive?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you very much. I wish you well.
Thank you, Madam.
Thank you. I want to ask Nicodemus to ask you some questions. Nicodemus, please.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Yes, please.
You have said you are a man of the highest integrity.
Impeccable character.
Impeccable character.
Yes, please.
Which laws complement the Constitution in setting out integrity standards for public officers? And what key mechanisms do they provide?
Thank you. I will start with Article 73 of the Constitution that talks about selfless leadership, I would go to Article 75 that talks about conduct of public officers, both in private and in public. I would go to Article 76, which talks about financial probity of public officers. I would go to Leadership and Integrity Act, which is a statute which governs the conduct of public officers. I would go to Public Officer Ethics Act, 2003. All these shall be my guiding principles if I become a commissioner of IEBC. I take the law very seriously. And the law is usually where I start all my transactions. I start from the law. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mike, and wish you all the best.
Thank you, Mahesh.
I want to invite Professor to ask you some questions, Prof.
Thank you, Chair. Leo.
Yes, Prof.
Have you ever
Yes, please.
made a decision that was unpopular but necessary? And if there is such an instance, what values guided your stance and what was the outcome? If there isn't, I'll go to the next question.
I am ready to answer, Prof.
Yeah, I was just alerting you that in case there isn't, I would go to the next question. But if there is, go ahead.
Prof, as I said to the answer to the previous question, I am a man of high integrity. I make all my disclosures in the open. And when I make a decision, I'm ready to defend it. I will defend it using the law. I will defend it using my personal values. So I have never had a challenge making a decision, however unpopular it is, or even if it is going to cost me anything. Thank you.
And lastly from me is, imagine,
yes, please.
Michael Oleo is a commissioner.
Yes, please.
And a critical electoral process has been disrupted by unexpected legal or technological challenges. How would you respond as a commissioner to restore public confidence and operational continuity?
Thank you, Prof. That's a very good question. The disruption is both technological and legal from your question. My first step would be to assemble, because the IEBC is a big institution that has solid directorates dealing with technology and the legal aspects. Bring them together first so that we discuss and understand what the problem is. After that, we discuss on the interventions that are necessary. I said at the beginning that I'm a very consultative person. I don't make decisions alone. Once we agree as a team on the interventions that are necessary, we implement. But most importantly is that these interventions must be communicated to the public immediately and with clarity so that we dispel rumors and we do away with the distrust. It's very important that these interventions be communicated immediately and with clarity to the public so that they know exactly what we are doing about the problem.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Leo, in 2022, did you run for elections?
I did not.
Okay. Was your name submitted to IEBC?
For running?
As a candidate for any position?
No, I was not a candidate, Mr. Chairman.
Well, did your name appear as on the nomination list?
A nomination list is not a candidate. A candidate vies for a seat.
Okay, so which one was that?
I think my name was forwarded as a nominee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it did not succeed. But I never vied as a candidate.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, Prof, do you want to ask the last two questions, please?
It's just a clarification through you, Chair.
Okay, please proceed.
See, nomination lists, in our case, what we call party lists, is equivalent to a mixed member proportional system or a pure proportional system. So let's say we were in South Africa and parties presented a list. Would they be called candidates?
Let me answer you clearly, and that's a very good question. The Kenyan legal framework, beginning with the Constitution and the statutes, does not recognize MMPR, the mixed member proportional representation. So it does not apply to us here. Here, what we have are people who run for elections, single constituency candidacy.
Let me tweak it around.
Yes, please.
UDA,
yes, please,
in Nairobi, because Nairobi has, is it 85 wards?
85, exactly.
So the Electoral Commission expects 85 names.
Yes.
In other words, if UDA was to win all seats,
yes, please,
in Nairobi, then the 85 would also be nominated from UDA. And it will be on the basis, so let's say UDA was to win 90%, so that my point comes home. Then 10% of the people in the list would not make it because it went to other parties. So if you are at the tail end of the list and your chances of making it is slim, what are you? Are you not a nominee candidate that if we win this match, then you become nominated?
My understanding of the law is very simple. When elections are called, we have aspirants. Then they transform to candidates. Then they proceed to contest against other candidates. Anybody who is not contesting is not a candidate.
So
even if ODM has a list of 100 people,
so what
they want to nominate, but they are not contesting, they are not candidates.
Okay, let me just then I'll give up. So yes, you have a very, very good expose.
Yes.
That in the open elections,
yes,
you move from aspirant
to candidate.
Yes. In the party list, you move from what to what?
You move from nothing to nothing. You are just in the party list.
Okay,
you are not competing against anybody.
But you are competing against those who are in the list.
No. The list, there is no competition in the list.
Okay,
I've prepared one before. There is no competition.
Right now,
yes,
there's a competition over who should replace John Mbadi in terms of interpretation. That who next in the list should replace it. That's not a competition.
Now, that is where, with all due respect, that is where there is mischief.
Yes.
Because a party list should be sacrosanct. If Professor's name is number 1 and my name is number 2, and Professor decides to become cabinet secretary, I should automatically. That is the reason why party lists are made. Party lists are not supposed to be made then when Professor becomes cabinet secretary, then we start having a discussion. Or it should be Bore, it should be Tanui. It shouldn't be like that.
Okay.
Party lists are supposed to be sacrosanct.
Thank you. Okay. Let me go to my questions.
Thank you.
Before you go to your questions.
Yes, please.
There are 12 seats for nomination, isn't it?
Yes, please.
What the people who fill up those seats, what are they? Before they fill the 12 nomination slots in parliament, what are they?
They are just members of the party. They are not candidates. They are not competing against anything. They are not competing against anybody.
So this is semantics. You are competing for 12 seats?
No. Once the party puts you in the list, you are not competing against anybody.
Okay. The next question before Prof comes.
Oh, sorry, Chair.
Did you indicate in your CV that you were a lecturer at 𝐎𝐥𝐢𝐞𝐰𝐨 University?
There was an institute for law and governance, which was a program between Center for Multi-Party Democracy and 𝐎𝐥𝐢𝐞𝐰𝐨 University, and it was being done here in Nairobi, and that's where we were teaching.
So, what program were you teaching?
Conflict resolution mechanisms.
As an academic program or as a a continuous learning non-formal program?
It was an academic program.
At what level?
I think our students were basically certificate holders. It was their program.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so it was a pre bachelor's program.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, Prof, proceed.
Usually we finish through the chair with what we call high school questions. And Michael Aliao told us that one of his expertise is that he's a political scientist.
And also a political animal.
So let's go to basic concepts 101 in political science.
Yes, please.
Kenya celebrates self-government, what we call in Kiswahili Madaraka, 1st June 1963. Kenya also celebrates what we call Jamhuri, which is republic, that it became in 12th December 1964. But countries around us and globally celebrate Independence Day, which Kenya became on 12th December 1963. Why is it that Kenya doesn't celebrate Independence Day?
You know, by 1st June 1963, Kenya gained independence with Jomo Kenyatta as Prime Minister. Because at that time, the Queen was still the head of the realm, the head of the Commonwealth and the head of state here. The following year, when Kenya became a republic means a country or a nation that does not recognize foreign royalty on its shores. So that is what happened on 12th of December 1964 when Kenya became a republic. The Queen of England ceased to be the head of state of this realm.
True, but we became independent on 12th December 1963 formally. So why don't we celebrate it?
We usually celebrate 1st of June, and
which
also
was self-government.
Self-government, and then the attainment of the republic on 12th of December. We've always done that.
Of which year?
Pardon?
12th of December, which year?
We used to do it. 12th of December, we used to do Jamhuri Day. Actually, it used to be called Jamhuri Day.
It's still called Jamhuri Day.
Yes.
Was it 1963 or
1964? So we celebrate both. We've always celebrated Madaraka Day and Jamhuri Day, Prof.
No, but I asked about Independence Day, which we became on 12th December 1963.
You know, we use Kiswahili. Madaraka means that independence.
No, Madaraka means self-government, which you just explained very well.
I think from where I sit, my interpretation is that this is what ought to be the Independence Day. But we cease to be a republic
the Queen still the head of state.
Pardon?
With the Queen still the head of state, you should...
Ceremonially she was, but we attained self-rule.
No, that one I've agreed. Then I also told you, it's also a fact.
Yes.
That on 12th December 1963, the Governor General...
63 or 64?
63. That's why I told you.
Yes.
That there is 1st June 1963, self-government.
Yes.
12th December 1963, the Governor General in a ceremony hands over the instruments, the Constitution, the what have you, as a sign of independence. Then on 12th December 1964, as you correctly said, the British flag comes down and we become a republic. And my question was, there was a ceremony on 12th December 1963 occasioning independence. So why don't we celebrate it?
I still repeat what I'm saying. 12th of December has always been a national holiday that we celebrate here.
Thank you. Yes. Let me go to the next one.
Yes, please.
which is not political science, but is more of history and heritage.
Yes, please.
Name one African empire from pre-colonial history.
Songhai Empire
Thank
and
you.
Mali Empire. I've named two.
Yes, that's why I said thank you.
Okay.
Carol?
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Onyango, I have a small concern that
Please
I would
proceed.
like you to help me clarify.
Yes, please.
I've seen your document from the University of Nairobi.
Yes, please.
I am not sure what is the area of study that you did
Yes,
in
please.
undergraduate. Some of us are very keen to details. Have you had a look at that document?
Yes, I have.
What does it say you studied?
Bachelor of Arts?
You sure?
Yes, it does.
Please look at it again.
What does it say? Show me.
Read it to us.
This is to certify that Mr. 𝐎𝐥𝐢𝐜𝐴 was a registered student in the Faculty of Arts and was conferred with the degree of Bachelor of Second Class Honors, Upper Division.
In the university called Bachelor of Second Class Honors, I got confused. Like, do you see the anomaly?
Faculty of Arts was
No,
a
no.
registered student at the Faculty of Arts and was conferred with the degree of Bachelor Second Class Honors, Upper Division. It could be a
Bachelor
typo on their
of-
part.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Yes.
pointing it out to you
Okay.
as an anomaly.
Oh,
It's not a conversation for you to
all right.
argue. Please rectify that.
That
because
will be
I'm
done
not sure
immediately.
what you studied now in the university.
I'll-
But
I'll-
given by that, thank you.
I'll certainly write to them so
Thank
that
you, Chairman.
they rectify this.
Thank you. Okay, Tanui?
Yes, another correction
Yes,
is
please,
that
Attorney.
the graduation was not on a Saturday,
Yes,
it was on a Thursday. So have it corrected.
I'll do the letter myself and
Yeah.
it will reach them the earliest opportunity possible.
Okay,
Clarification.
okay.
Michaels,
Yes, please.
do you use always the name Michaels, or there are times you change that name?
My name in the ID is Michaels Ben Olieo Onyango.
Mhm.
Okay.
My family members call me Mike.
Do you use it in official? Do you use it officially? Do you use Mike officially?
When I do articles, by the way, I'm also a writer. I sign off as Mike Olieo.
Oh, okay. Because you are the delegate shown as 613 is Mike,
Yes, Mike Olieo.
not Michaels.
Yes, I use them interchangeably.
So at Bomas, that's the name you use.
Yes, that's the name I used, Mike Olieo.
Do you recall any of the members who are in Bomas here in the room?
Ambassador Kokimuli was there.
Okay,
I saw her there.
okay,
Yes, please.
thank you. Which party were you representing?
Party of Independent Candidates of Kenya, PIC.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. You may need to ask an advocate to write the letter to the university.
I will take it up myself.
Yes, but
I am
advised you.
the aggrieved party,
Okay,
and I'll do it myself, Chair.
okay. Okay, so thank you very much. I want to ask Prof. You had finished your question, Prof? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We wish you well.
Thank you.
30 seconds for any comment or question.
I want to thank you very sincerely, this honorable panel, for giving me the opportunity to appear before you so that I explain why I think that my background, that my experience, that my personal values will be of use to the IEBC should I find favor in your eyes. And I am pleading that I be given that favor, that opportunity to serve this country, because I know from a person who has worked with political parties all my life, I know the pain that they are going through, and I will be in the commission to make sure that the relationship between IEBC and political parties works for the betterment of this beloved country, Kenya. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you and blessings to you. You are free. The notebook and the pen are yours.
Thank you.
And please do not leave your certificates behind. Blessings to you.
Asante sana.
Nashukuru. Asante. Okay. Members of the media, we want to thank you very much. We have come to the end of our day today, finished our interviews. Tomorrow we start at 8:30 and possibly we'll finish by lunchtime, by midday, and we shall call it a day. We are grateful for enabling us and enabling Kenyans to be able to be part of this process. So asanteni sana. Thank you.